Hey everyone, Brian Zane here, back once again with the viewer mailbag. Thanks to the oodles of you. That's right, I said oodles, who sent me stuff via mail in the last month or so. I finally got everything gathered the way I wanted to here. I got stuff, we have a lot to cover, folks. I have stuff to the left of me, to the right of me, and right in front of me here, beginning with some envelopes. Now, wrestling's my favorite sport outside of one other, monster truck racing. So I wanted to ask if you knew about or remembered the official WCW Monster Trucks from 2001. I do remember there was a line of WCW Monster Trucks beyond just like the Hulk Hogan and the Dungeon of Doom ones that we saw in '95. I seem to remember there being a Goldberg one for sure. I know Medusa was or is a monster truck driver, so I don't know if she drove any WCW cars. And correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't there some WCW trucks in the Monster Jam or the Monster Truck Madness video game? I remember Kevin Nash doing a commercial for that where was it going, "I got Monster Truck Madness." Honestly, I feel bad like getting ready to open this envelope because a lot of care was done with the artwork on this thing. And look at the artwork of like the letter going across the pond, and then on the back the big warning saying "Open with care" and the W3 logo. Oh my god. Here is a caricature of an intense, sweating world champion Kurt Angle. I must say that your superstar impressions are incredible too. In particular, the one of Taz. No doubt about it, Cole! You better be watching me and Team Taz on AEW Red Hook! Okay, this comes from Juan Ortiz, who is actually one of my shirt designers. He's done the artwork for the Big Hoss McGraw t-shirt, along with a bevy of other things he's done for a wide variety of other wrestlers over the years. His work is really good. And he says, enjoy the stickers. Oh man. And that is a small taste, the kind of stuff that Juan can do for you as an artist. Go check him out. I'm going to leave his information down at the bottom as well. I love this. This is a great custom bumper sticker. Brian Zane for president. You won't regret it. Folks, don't bastardize the democratic process. Don't write me in. Me and my brother are both pixel artists. He has some years of practice while I barely have one. For the time being, here are some of our works, some stickers and prints of things you may like. One of them's in the works I'm most proud of, and I will say, thanks WWE for ruining it. Wow, this is all very elaborate, very intricate. Good work, guys. This one is addressed to Brian Zane, Wrestling Manager. I do like the professionalism there. It's a Z-Man drink koozie. I love it. Do you know what's funny is I've thought about getting Wrestling with Regret themed drink koozies for merchandise over the years, but then I've wondered about it. It's like, how prevalent are drink koozies in regular use? I mean, let me ask you folks watching this. Would you buy a Wrestling with Regret drink koozie at a merch table? This takes me back here. This is some high quality, like Attitude Era necklaces. First off, we gotta show off clearly the best one here. Oh man, this is so cool. I'm gonna wear it now. Oh god, I can't make it fit past my head. It's not really adjustable. Got your classic Hardy Boys HB Pokey Stabby logo. And then you've got this other equally stabby thing of Stone Cold Steve Austin. I always wondered how the Hardy Boys could wrestle with these little pendants on, because I'm like, aren't you worried it's gonna flip up and stab you in the throat while you're wrestling? This is awesome. Thank you so much, Trent, especially for the ENC pendant. This is my favorite because, of course, Edge and Christian, my favorite tag team of all time, and I just love this era. Home is where I want to be, so I guess I'm already there. It's a DVD of Sacrifice 2008. This is the one. This is the one with the infamous Scott Steiner math promo. I think it was a big missed opportunity by TNA to not include that on the packaging for this DVD, also featuring that Scott Steiner promo. I love the labeling of this and how it's called Similar Device. It's a little tiny Stone Cold Steve Austin skateboard. Oh yeah, look at that. Ooh, I died. Woo, 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 woo. Do a kickflip. Oh man, cool. Another deck of SmackDown collector cards, the original WWF cards. This is really cool. Ooh, a Dairy Milk from Cadbury, some English candy here. This is really cool. I've had some of this before when I was in England. I loved it. I should have brought some more with me, but thank you very much for sending me this. Another WWF bear. It's a Stone Cold Bear, and he's got the belt. That's awesome. I have a growing collection of not quite Beanie Baby wrestling bears. I got 2 Canes now, and I got a blue Stone Cold. Oh, this is really cool. This is like a print of an old wrestling poster from Leeds, England. I don't know what the year on this would be, but take a look at some of the names you got on here. Ryback dog tags. Take a look at this in Ryback's His perpetual attempt to stay relevant after he was released. Oh, this is super cool. The last thing I showed you was a print of a poster. This is a genuine article wrestling program from a show in Cheltenham, England from January 13th, 1985, which means 3 days after I was born. The main event saw Scrubber Daly filling in for Giant Haystacks, teaming with Dave Finlay against Big Daddy and Pat Patton. This is really cool. It's kept in really good shape, you know, and oh my gosh, this print work is so nice. What up, Zane? Greetings from Chicagoland. Just wanted to send you some crap. Longtime viewer and highly enjoy your stuff. Hope you have a VCR still. Much clown love and a whoop whoop to you, Chucky from Illinois. I love this ICP postcard it's written on. This is nice. The first thing I see out of the box is a VHS of Exposed, Pro Wrestling's Greatest Secrets. She's a stunt granny. This is a home recorded VHS of the best of the Insane Clown Posse in the WWF, WCW, TNA, PWU, which I'm not sure what that is, and JCW. So someone compiled like a bootleg tape of the best of ICP stuff in wrestling. That's really cool. You know what the sad irony is, though? Is that my VHS player at home finally broke down last week after many, many years of faithful service. And so now I don't know how I'm gonna be able to watch such gems like this. I wanna watch like this ICP tape. And this is a DVD from Carnival Films, 6 Feet Under the Big Top. And it kind of looks like a VHS like on top. And you got, let's see, two clueless documentary filmmakers investigate a local cemetery haunted by a circus of clowns that tragically perished in the 1900s. The clowns are back, and the town's only hope is left in these nerds. And the DVD, it is a blank DVD, a blank looking DVD on here, but there perhaps is a movie inside. Okay, this one confuses me. This one says Beyond the Mat, but it's got all these like images from like wrestlers in other like shitty movies that have nothing to do with Beyond the Mat. I don't know what any of these pictures have to do with each other. Oh, this is pretty cool. An old time wrestling magazine, Wrestling Fury Mag, December 1990. I came into wrestling a little bit late for the boom of the wrestling magazines, man. Like they're still around to a somewhat extent, but when I was a kid just becoming a wrestling fan, I used to see a lot more of these like more independently run wrestling magazines. Oh my God, and on the back, holy shit, the back of this magazine is got an ad for American Angels, Baptism of Blood. Somebody sent me that DVD a few months ago, and that's a sign. I've gotta watch that movie for a review. What are the most violent matches you've seen and been part of that involves weapons that are not just tables, ladders, and chairs? I'm trying to think of the most violent match I've been in. Honestly, it's the one that I talked about in Regrettable Matches, where To Fool the Butcher is like supposed to make me bleed with a fork, but like for reasons I explain in that video, I don't bleed. So you have to watch that video and find out why that's the case. As far as the most violent match I've personally witnessed, probably the Cody Rhodes, Dustin Rhodes match from AEW Double or Nothing, the first show they did. Like that was like one of the bloodiest matches I think I've ever witnessed in person. Even from where I was watching, we weren't that close to the ring, but it was gross all the same to see the puddles of blood just forming in the ring you could see from way up there. If AEW was to call Levi Shapiro back for future shows, would you go as well as his manager? Well, thank you for thinking of me as his sponsor, his influencer, what have you, at ringside if he does go back to AEW for a shot. Never say never is what I would say about that, because, you know, I am very happy working for Ring of Honor as the occasional color commentator and a backstage interviewer at the shows. It all just comes down to, you know, what the circumstances are. Growing up, was I a fan of the Saturday morning cartoon Sonic the Hedgehog? And if so, what was my favorite part of it? No, I didn't watch that growing up. I probably would have liked that if I was able to lock down like when and where that show was airing, because it sounds like my jam. I also know that Jaleel White, the actor who famously played Steve Urkel, was the voice of Sonic for a while, so that might have hooked me, because at the time I was watching Family Matters. What are my thoughts on Booker T's comments on CM Punk's return to wrestling? Well, if you're referring to the comments he made in response to Punk's return promo on Rampage back in Chicago, I believe he said something to the effect of, oh, that promo was a strikeout for Punk because, oh, you shouldn't mention the old place. You should mention WWE and talk trash about them. There's so many examples of like some wrestler or some company taking a shot at another wrestler or another company, sometimes both, and it happens across both directions. And every time it happens, it seems lately, fans are up in arms. Oh my God, you can't do that. You can't say that. But I mean, it acknowledges that they're there. I hate the fact that some people kind of treat, oh my God, this is other island, other bubble. You can't acknowledge. I think the last like year or so of wrestling and the entire idea of the forbidden door has kind of taught us that boundaries are kind of, they're made up and they're bullshit. And so I think if you want to mention other companies, you should be able to. And by the way, if anybody deserves to talk trash about WWE in promos from here on out, it's CM Punk. He said it's a 3-disc set for Mania 22, but I have 2 copies of disc 1. So I don't know if this is going to be the full set or not. And oh my God, I love these PWI almanacs. So cool. Just like flipping through everything. It's like a treasure trove of dates and stats and info about every freaking thing you could possibly think of. What a paradise. What a boon for the wrestling nerd in me who loves his stats. I love getting tapes like this. I'm like, not bootleg, but like definitely not produced by WWF or WCW or anyone. It's like whatever collection they just happen to have the rights to for these matches. Henry Hank versus Mr. Moto. Is it wrestling, judo, or some karate? Joe Louis versus Rocky Sky High Lee. The cowboy with the jelly belly. The original camel jockey, the Sheik. Wow, they were not above just flat out racism in their VHS packaging back then. It's a whole mess of action figures. I didn't know they made a Paul Heyman action figure. And look how svelte he is. Oh my God, he is fucking ripped. Look at this hunk. You included an original Shredder action figure. Oh man, this takes me back because I used to have this exact same figure growing up. I never could get him to fucking stand up straight though. It's just like a weird, he's crouching all the time. Like how do you counterbalance that? How do you counterweight this? Oh shit, look at this. Classic Hasbro Jacob the Snake Up over here. This I'm led to believe is a Kevin Nash action figure, the NWO, but the way that his hands were positioned when I took him out of the box, he's like, God, why me? Why must you make me suffer? Why would you put me in the Ultimate Deathmatch movies? Damn you, Lord. We've got a, what the fliggin' flarn is this? Oh, Jesus, this is scary. Oh God, it's like a He-Man action figure. I was not prepared for a fuzzy action figure in this box. Holy shit, warn me next time. What a diverse collection of action figures spanning multiple brands and licenses and decades. This is quite a treasure trove, thank you. Hey Brian, just sending you some random stuff I found in my travels, wishing you the best and thank you for all the amazing content. I love this. This is 1,000 peso mark for the Young Bucks in Mexico. All right folks, so apparently that commercial I showed a few weeks ago of the WCW Scratch It cards, this is a Kentucky Lottery Scratch It with Conan on there. Old K-Dog, my best friend, and he's got some vegan beef with me. I'm really tempted to do the Scratch It. I know obviously this card is voided, but I just want to scratch and just make absolutely sure that we, whether or not we have a winner on our hands. All right, here goes nothing. So I'm going to scratch off the WCW numbers first. If it will let me scratch off, it's not at first. Hang on. I can't get the scratch it to come off. It's like burned on there. Look at this. The material is so like old, it like refuses to let me scratch off and see anything underneath. I'm sorry I ruined this pristine lottery card with the K-Dog on it, but I just had to be sure. We got a WWF Yo-Yo here with The Rock. And this is really cool. A rolling stamper for like an ink pad for WCW, and it says where the big boys play, and it's a little like across the paper. I gotta test this out and make sure it works. All right, so the ink pad's having a real hard time staying on the wheel. It keeps wanting to come off, so it's really hard to keep it rolling across the paper, so I have to do it by hand, unfortunately, but this is what it looks like. And last but not least, we got Sean from San Pedro. All right, first off, a classic Dolph Ziggler shirt. You wish you could pull this off. Got a couple DVD sets here. First, Breaking the Code, the Chris Jericho documentary, and The Rise and Fall of WCW, which, even though there is a lot of revisionist history of this thing, it's still a pretty entertaining DVD. And wow, oh my God, I've never seen one of these in the flesh before. It's one of the Y2J hockey jerseys. That's pretty cool. Hey everyone, I got one last package to open here from Draven in Ohio. I actually almost missed this. It had fallen to the floor and I totally missed it when I was filming the first go around. Let's see what's inside. All right, this says Guru Films presents Footsteps from a lot of different people, including myself. I did film a cameo for this guy several weeks ago, and I realized now this is the end result. Some movie he made. And there we go. I'll be watching this later probably. Once again, an amazing collection of things you sent me in the last couple of months in the mailbag. From food to merchandise to collectibles, it's just been all there and I'm so here for it. I really like the PWI almanacs. I like the old wrestling program from England. The Brian Zane for President bumper sticker made me laugh a lot. And the ICP stuff too is also great stuff. I really loved everything in this collection this time around. The one thing that just gave me legit heebie-jeebies though was this freaking He-Man fuzzy green action figure. Look, I'm not familiar with the cartoon. I don't get that. If you want to send me something to open or read or to try out on camera, send it to Brian Zane at 316 California Avenue, number 53, Reno, Nevada, 89509. Thanks once again, folks. I'm Brian Zane, and I'll see you next time.